You're always looking for a window into how coaches think. Doug Lesmerises and Stephen Means at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. Josh Proctor started for Ohio State against Notre Dame, missed a tackle early, I think played 5 snaps. Lathan Ransom basically took his job the rest of that game. Perry Eliano's the safeties coach. And Stephen, as we talked about that idea, what is Josh Proctor's role going forward? Is Lathan Ransom now the starter? Perry Eliano on Tuesday said, I coach with my heart, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, and coaching with your heart sometimes means riding the hot hand. And that's what happened on Saturday. You couldn't afford, in that game, you couldn't afford to do, because I kind of preface it with that. It's like, are you more of a rotating guy and this was just, it's week 1, so you want to stick with the hot hand? Or is this something we should expect going forward? And that's when he said the quote. But it's, you got to go with the guys you can trust. And Josh Proctor proved very quickly in that game that you couldn't trust him. Lathan Ransom went out there and did his job, and so they stuck with Lathan Ransom. What does that mean going forward? As you said, is Lathan Ransom the starter against Arkansas State, or will Josh Proctor be the starter and we'll just see more of a rotation in that spot? But what that game showed us is they're not playing the loyalty card. They're going to go with the guys who are playing best.
I don't know that Perry Eliano, the first-year safeties coach, I don't know that he got asked who's going to start against Arkansas State. So we don't know that for sure. There was a lot of conversation, and I think this is all real, about when you have a guy like that. Josh Proctor was hurt all last year. So was Lathan Ransom. Yeah. They both got hurt last year. But you work all year to get back. You're a starter, you win a job, and then you barely play. You got to keep that guy on the hook. And Perry Eliano said, I talk with all my guys individually the day after a game. He talked with Josh Proctor on Sunday. They watched film together on Tuesday morning. He's keeping him involved, but I think it's also pretty clear you've got to work to do that, right? Everybody was saying all the right things about how Josh Proctor handled this, but man, he's got to be pretty bummed about this.
Yeah. I mean, we have hyped up Josh Proctor more than anybody else out there on Buckeye Talk. And we talked about him like, listen, if they'd have had him last year, how different does that defense look? Well, they have him this year. They played him 5 snaps and then kicked him out the game because the guy behind him was better. And so it's a weird line. We saw it kind of get crazy last year with some of these older guys who maybe started the season, but then younger guys were taking their spots. So it is a combination of how is Josh Proctor going to handle this if he's not the starter. But more importantly, how is Perry Eliano going to handle it in this room? And he seemed to handle it well, at least for the first week.
We'll keep watching it. Perry Eliano, he's on top of it, excited about his first game at Ohio State. Great interview with Perry Eliano. Read cleveland.com/OSU to get more of that. We'll talk about it more on the Buckeye Talk podcast all week, and we'll be texting about it. 2-week free trial to be a tech subscriber. Send a text to 614-350-3315, and you'll get signed up. Thanks for watching a Buckeye Talk video.